Hi guys, JT here, and today I'm bringing you some information on 10 games in Fanatical's Triple Pack Fall 2025 of October 2025. To help me answer the question, should you buy it? By using the links in the description below, you'll gain access to this bundle and support the channel in the process. Before I begin, I'd like to thank you, the viewers, for watching my silly videos. I hope they're helpful. Most importantly, knowing that you're watching it means the world. Anyway, let's get into this. And number 1 we have Railroad Corporation, a 3D train tycoon management sim that throws you into the smoke and steel of early railroad expansion, trying to modernize the classic railroad tycoon formula. You build lines between towns, deliver goods, balance finances, and evolve your fleet via a tech tree. One of its boldest moves is letting you research and upgrade your trains instead of relying on historical availability, unlocking new models by investing in laboratories. That gives you control over your progression, but also forces you to make hard decisions about where your funds go. The game also introduces personnel you can hire to boost profits or discounts on rail construction, but their effectiveness leans heavily on randomness and timing, making it feel more like a bonus lottery than a strategic choice. Unfortunately, the interface undercuts much of the fun. Controls are unbindable, and you'll frequently wrestle with a snapping rail laying system that resists your plans. The lack of a comprehensive manual or in-game explanation means you are often guessing what's happening behind the scenes. Worse, AI pathing and train behavior are wonky. Trains freeze or phase through stations, creating frustrating traffic jams you can't override. Even so, Railroad Corporation has sparks of brilliance. The 3D environment feels fresh, and the idea of blending business simulation, tech progression, and gritless design is ambitious. If the developer polishes the interface and iron out the bugs, this could become a strong contender in the genre. For now, it's a rough gem, intriguing, but often maddening. And number 2 we have Conarium, a first-person Lovecraftian adventure that immerses you in the eerie aftermath of a forbidden scientific experiment gone wrong. You play as Frank Gilman, a researcher who wakes up alone in an Antarctic base, filled with unsettling noises and strange pulsating lights. With no memory of what happened, you must explore the base, uncover lost knowledge, and piece together the events that led to your transformation. Inspired by H.P. Lovecraft's At the Mountain of Madness, the game embraces cosmic horror and psychological unease over cheap jump scares. As you wander through dim corridors and alien dreamscapes, you'll solve environmental puzzles, collect journal entries, and interact with bizarre machinery. Conarium's pacing is deliberate, rewarding curiosity and patience. The tension builds not from direct danger, but from the creeping realization that reality itself is unraveling. Powered by Unreal Engine 4, the game's visuals are stunning, from frozen Antarctic labs to surreal otherworldly realms where geometry and sanity bend. Sound design plays a huge role in maintaining the atmosphere. Distant whispers, mechanical drones, and ambient tones keep you on edge. Voice acting and writing support the mystery, though some puzzles and navigation segments can feel obtuse or repetitive. Still, the overall mood and narrative depth make up for those flaws. Conarium isn't about action, it's about dread, curiosity, and the fragile limits of human understanding. If you enjoy slow, story-driven horror with philosophical undertones, this is an unforgettable descent into cosmic madness. And number 3 we have the Falconeer Warrior Edition, an exhilarating blend of open-world exploration, stylized design, and arcade flight combat that feels refreshingly unique in today's indie scene. Originally developed by Thomas Sala, this game allows you to take on the role of a silent warbird pilot, navigating the expansive seas of the Russi, filled with various factions and intricate political intrigue. You can dive straight into story missions, or warm up with basic ones, gradually earning currency to upgrade your falcon and gear. Flying above the stunning oceanic landscapes, you will appreciate the game's stylized graphics and immersive environments. Choosing your falcon based on its stats and aesthetics add depth to the gameplay, and you'll enjoy experimenting with different combinations of weapons and upgrades. The missions range from delivering messages to defending bases, offering a variety of challenges that keep you engaged. However, the game does have its rough edges. The controls can feel shallow, and the lack of clear indicators in the HUD makes it easy to lose track of essential information, especially during chaotic battles. Additionally, the text readability issue can detract from the experience. Despite these drawbacks, the Falconeer excels in delivering an engaging narrative and visually striking world. Its BAFTA nomination as Best Debut is well deserved, as the game provides a compelling adventure that invites you to explore, fly, and uncover secrets over countless hours. If you're looking for a unique flight combat experience, this title is worth your time. The Warrior Edition includes new adventures, stories, missions, locations, classes, and weapons. You can even play as a dragon. And number 4 we have Balrum, a single-player open-world fantasy RPG where you live with your grandfather in a dark, dangerous forest before being thrust into a much larger world full of secrets. It blends survival, crafting, and turn-based combat into an old-school experience that rewards patience and exploration above all else. You'll farm, cook, smith, mine, and fight your way through a massive sandbox teeming in monsters, dungeons, and mysteries waiting to be uncovered. At its core, Balrum is about curiosity. The story takes a backseat to the world itself, a sprawling, handcrafted environment full of hidden treasures and strange puzzles. You'll constantly ask what's beyond the next forest wall, or buried beneath an ancient ruin. Its crafting and survival mechanics are surprisingly deep. You'll cook to restore health, forge armor to boost your chances in battle, and even teleport home to rest or build your base. Every skill has weight, and planning your build truly matters. However, Balrum's slow pacing and lack of character depth can wear you down. Combat feels grindy, leveling is sluggish, and side quests rarely excite. NPCs are flat, and while the visuals and sound are serviceable, they never rise above indie functional. Still, if you're a type who thrives on methodical exploration and crafting-driven progression, Balrum's vast world will pull you in for dozens of hours. It is not fast, flashy, or cinematic, but if you enjoy discovering secrets at your own pace, Balrum offers a uniquely meditative, old-school RPG adventure. And number 5 we have DOOMBLADE. In DOOMBLADE, you're thrust into the shoes of Gloomgirl, the last of the oppressed Gloomfolk, armed with a flying sword that transforms exploration into a thrilling experience. The game excels in making movement a joy, allowing you to dash towards enemies, creating a seamless and exhilarating traversal throughout the gloomy world. As Gloomgirl, your journey begins in dank caves, but with the emergence of the sentient red sword, DOOMBLADE, you embark on a quest to overthrow the Dreadlords, infusing a delightful dynamic of slicing and dicing. The core of the gameplay lies in the progression of abilities. Initially slow and melancholic, Gloomgirl transforms into a dynamic force with the DOOMBLADE. From air dashes to the ability to pass through walls using shadow form, each new power significantly impacts your approach to the environment. The meticulous design of the world, with various powers in mind, is a testament to Muro Studios' expertise. DOOMBLADE doesn't shy away from rewarding exploration, offering collectibles like heart pieces, artifacts, and relics. The constant sense of progression, coupled with the option to upgrade using collected bones, creates a rewarding gameplay loop. However, the enemies, armed with projectiles, pose a formidable challenge. Dodging these attacks can be frustrating, and the sluggishness of Gloomgirl outside the sword dashing adds to the challenge. Boss fights stand out as engaging encounters, each requiring a specific strategy for victory. Despite occasional frustrations with environmental hazards and a somewhat lackluster story, DOOMBLADE excels as a fantastic Metroidvania. The joy of exploration, unique abilities, and exhilarating combat against massive bosses make it a compelling experience for fans of the genre. And number 6 we have Dungeons of Chaos, an old-school open-world fantasy RPG that throws you back to the glory days of Ultima and Might and Magic. You control a party of 6 heroes, fighters, rogues, spellcasters, and hybrids, on a massive adventure to defeat an ancient evil. Instead of cinematic storytelling or constant handholding, you get pure exploration, tactical turn-based combat, and the thrill of discovery in a sprawling, dangerous world. You'll trek across deserts, volcanoes, frozen wastes, and endless caves, never quite sure what's around the corner. A hidden treasure, a deadly monster, or an NPC with a quest that actually matters. Dungeons of Chaos embraces the idea that you're not always ready for what lies ahead. You'll learn the hard way where not to go until your party becomes stronger, which adds tension and satisfaction to your progress. Character building is one of the game's best features. You choose from 9 base classes and evolve them into advanced forms later, shaping your group through skills, trainers, and spellbooks found in dungeons. Every decision affects survival. A poorly balanced party can spell disaster in the game's challenging turn-based combat. The graphics admittedly are primitive, and the story is forgettable, but that's not why you play this game. You play it because it captures the feeling of wandering through the unknown, where exploration and strategy matter more than flashy visuals or dialogue. If you crave a nostalgic meaty RPG with depth and freedom, Dungeons of Chaos delivers exactly that. At number 7 we have Patch Quest, a vibrant blend of genres that turns exploration, monster collecting, and twin-stick shooting into one chaotic, colorful adventure. You play as an explorer, dropped into a stitched-together island filled with creatures to tame, plants to collect, and mysteries to uncover. Every run feels different thanks to the roguelike shuffling world that keeps things fresh and unpredictable. You start by customizing your explorer and meeting Pack, a chatty robotic backpack who teaches you the ropes. Using your lasso, you capture creatures, each with unique attacks and abilities, and ride them into battle. You'll constantly swap mounts as they tire, keeping combat dynamic. Between dodging endless waves of bullets and blasting enemies with your Nutri Blaster, you'll need to stay alert. Despite its cute art, this game is no walk in the park. It's challenging, fast, and often chaotic. Exploration feels rewarding. You'll discover dozens of biomes, uncover new plants and mounts, and decorate your base camp with everything you've found. As you play, you'll unlock permanent upgrades to improve movement, attacks, and resistance, giving each run a sense of progression. The hand-drawn visuals pop with personality, and the soundtrack adapts as you ride different creatures, keeping the experience lively. While the constant bullet hell battles can feel repetitive, the sheer variety of creatures, environments, and power-ups keeps you hooked. If you enjoy monster collecting, exploration, and high-energy combat, Patch Quest offers an endlessly replayable adventure that's as charming as it is challenging. At number 8 we have Amid Evil, a throwback first-person shooter inspired by classic games like Hexen and Heretic. As the latest mortal champion, you take on evil-infested lands armed with an arsenal of magical weapons. While some weapons like the staff may feel underwhelming, others, such as the magic sword and grenade launcher that fires planets, make up for it. The standout weapon is the Star of Torment, which can pin enemies to walls or launch them out of the level. The game deviates from traditional FPS conventions by omitting fall damage and allowing breathing underwater, enhancing the fast-paced and fun gameplay. However, maneuvering out of the water can be frustrating, and the platforming sections can be challenging, requiring frequent quick saving. Amid Evil features open levels filled with secret areas and impressive architectural designs. The graphics with optional anti-aliasing lend a unique visual style, while the sound design immerses players into the game world. The combat against enemies like Demon Spawn and laser monsters can be thrilling, especially with weapons like Whisper's Edge. The inclusion of Soul Mode, activated by collecting souls, turns all weapons into powerful tools of destruction. While the game incorporates button-centric level designs that may feel repetitive, the overall experience remains enjoyable. Amid Evil leaves players questioning the motives of the gods, and lingers in their minds long after completion. With its monster-filled screens and satisfying combat, Amid Evil shines as a nostalgic and engaging FPS experience. At number 9 we have DUSK, an FPS game that wears its 90s FPS inspirations on its sleeves. There's no regenerating health, no hit-scanning enemies, nor guided tours through levels. Like Doom, the plot is not the main focus of the game. You set off on a journey through a demented farmland to stop an eldritch terror from ending the world. The story starts out a little bit more realistic, but eventually evolves into something pretty crazy with wild level designs that defy logic and push the boundaries of first-person exploration. DUSK gets better and better as you play, and new levels focus on different concepts that the game is trying to teach you. Some levels will even mess with your brain by contorting itself in ways that your brain just can't quite comprehend. Some levels are even scarier, and borderlines being a horror game as invisible enemies pop out from the darkness to murder you. The game lacks a map screen, but the levels have been designed in such a way that you're never truly lost. All of your weapons will be useful against specific enemies. Hunting rifles can take on hulking brutes, while smaller foes are best dispatched with their assault rifle as an example. Other weapons include a rocket launcher, a double-barrel shotgun, among others. You'll find that there's no one-size-fits-all weapon, and will have you switching your weapons around based on what enemies you're facing. There are also boss battles, and they are unique in a way that you can actually skip most of them by flicking some switches, dodging attacks while waiting for a door to open. Or you can choose to murder them, but they do soak up quite a few bullets before going down. The final boss is quite a feature, and it ends the game on a high note. DUSK is all about the action with no filler, and you'll take about 4 hours to complete the fantastic campaign. DUSK is an awesome game for fans of classic FPS games. It features really good level designs and tight gameplay that is on par with some of the best Doom games, and I would highly recommend it. At number 10 we have Cars, Planes, and Spacecraft Triple Pack, a genre-hopping bundle that throws 3 very different vehicles into your hands and dares you to master them all. You'll drift, bomb, and rocket your way through 3 distinct experiences: a parking-focused racer, a World War II bomber simulation, and a crew-based space command game. In the first game, You Suck at Parking Complete Edition. You race not to finish fast, but to stop precisely. You'll drift, slide over wild tracks just to park your car in tight, twisty layouts. It sounds absurd, but it's addictive as hell. The level design is clever, the physics feel satisfying, and the challenge scales just right. The second game, Bomber Crew Deluxe Edition, shifts to a tense World War II cockpit where you manage your crew, systems, and bombing runs. Every mission is a mix of chaos and strategy. You reroute power, fight fires, fend off attacks, and hope your bomber makes it home intact. It is punishing but fair, and you'll feel every success. Rounding out the trio is a sci-fi evolution, Space Crew Legendary Edition, where you command a spaceship, juggling crew roles, power management, boarding actions, and alien threats. It takes time to absorb, but once you get its rhythm, it feels like piloting a living ship. The downside is that it can be overwhelming at times, especially when missions drag or systems demand split-second multitasking. Together, this triple pack is a wild ride. Each game is flawed in places, but strong in identity. If you love vehicle-based gameplay and don't mind switching styles mid-session, this bundle will keep you busy for nights on end. And that's all for this bundle. This bundle is a gamer's playground, a chaotic mix of horror, retro carnage, cosmic dread, and fast-paced magic runs. Whether you're slashing through the underworld in DOOMBLADE, cleansing cultists in DUSK, or losing your sanity in Conarium, there's something here to scratch every itch. Yeah, some titles have been bundled before, but the value is still nuts. For a few bucks, you're stacking solid indie gold. Build your pack, dive in, and let the weekend disappear. In any case, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if this video was helpful, feel free to leave a like and subscribe, and maybe consider buying the channel a coffee. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.